A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Dear students, today we will continue the chapter number 8, and the topic is beats in a sound. So our topic is beats. Dear students, you know that in a previous lecture we have studied when the two waves of the same amplitude, same frequency, and travel in an opposite direction, when they superimpose, then the standing waves are being produced. So, but in beats, a bit difference. Then the interference, this is also the part of the interference, superposition. The difference between standing waves and beats is that when the two waves have the same amplitude and same direction, but a slight difference in their frequency, they produce the beats. Try to understand again this point. When the two waves have the same amplitude, opposite in a direction, and same frequency, then the standing waves are being produced. But when two waves have the same amplitude, same direction, but a slight change in a frequency, they produce the beats. So dear students, difference in standing waves are produced when same amplitude opposite in direction, same frequency, when they combines, they produce the standing waves. But when you talk about the beats, in beats we have same amplitude, same direction, but a slight change in frequency, then the beat is being produced. So when we talk about the change in a frequency, in some books it appears when the two frequencies, let's suppose F1 and F2, means F1 minus F2, its difference should be less than 10 hertz. So when the difference is less than 10 hertz, then the beat is being produced. But for the clear beats, one ear can hear, the difference should be 7 hertz. So in some books, if your frequency is greater than 10, then you cannot hear the beats. As soon as you increase your frequency from 7 to 8, 7, then 8 to 9 and 10. Up to the 10 you can hear the beat, but after that we cannot hear the beats. So that means the difference of the two frequencies must be less than the 10, then the beats can be produced. Now dear students, if we have, suppose the sound waves are produced in a big hall, these sound waves spread out, scattered, strikes with the walls of the hall, strikes with the ceiling, strikes with the floor, and some of the sound energy is being absorbed by these surfaces, and some energy is reflected back. So when these waves reflected back, they interfere with each other. If their compression combines with the compression and rarefaction combines with the rarefaction, then the constructor interference will take place and the loud sound will be heard. But when the compression of the one wave falls on the rarefaction of the other, or vice versa, then what happens, no loudness will be heard. Means this one is a fall. There is a rise when constructor interference, and there is fall when destructor interference. So one rise and one fall, again one rise and one fall, they constitute a beat. So let us suppose two sound waves produced in a room when these waves strikes with walls, floor, and ceiling of room, a part of sound energy, is absorbed while a part is reflected back. So those waves whose compression combines with the compression of second wave and rarefaction of one wave combines with rarefaction of second wave, then constructive interference will take place, and we hear a loud sound known as a rise in sound. So, in a same way, when compression of one wave combines with rarefaction of second wave and vice versa, then destructive interference will take place, and no sound will be heard. This means a fall in a sound is produced. So, dear students, when one rise and one fall, again one rise and one fall is produced because of interference of two sound waves, they produce a beat. The difference in two frequencies is known as beat frequency. So beat frequency of B is equal to F1 minus F2. The maximum beat frequency that the human ear can detect is about 7 hertz. So the maximum beat frequency that human ear can detect clearly is 7 hertz. When the beat frequency is greater than 7 hertz, we cannot hear clearly, and when it crosses 10 hertz, no beat can be detected. So when we talk about the uses of the beat, number one, to adjust the frequency of the various musical instruments. So it can be used to adjust the frequencies, frequencies of various musical instruments. And other use, with the help of a given frequency, we can find the frequency of other sound. So that was the frequency. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Now, dear students, we're done about the beat. When we talk about the beat frequency, sometimes in examinations, in a long question, it occurs that what is the beat, and drive the expression for the beat frequency. So, derivation for beat frequency. So derivation for beat frequency. Consider we are having the two sound waves. The displacement of the one wave is y1 at an instant t, and the displacement of the other wave is y2 at the time t as well. But as you know that for the beats there is a slight change in a frequency. So consider two sound waves with same amplitude, A naught traveling in same direction. Same direction with a slightly change in frequencies let F1 is the frequency of one wave. Let F1 is the frequency of one wave, then the displacement, then the displacement y1 at any instant t is given by y1 is equal to A naught cos omega 1t. That means y1 is equal to A naught cos 2 pi f1t. Similarly, y2 is equal to A naught cos of 2 pi f2t. When they produce the beats, as you know that they both are in the same direction, so their resultant amplitude will be, y will be equal to y1 plus y2. Putting the values from equation A and equation B, y is equal to A naught cos of 2 pi f1t plus A naught cos of 2 pi f2t. So taking the A as a common, A naught as a common, A naught we have now cos of 2 pi f1t plus cos of 2 pi f2t. As you know that in a trigonometric we are having a formula for the angle. So cos of alpha plus cos of beta. Cos of alpha plus cos of beta, that's equal to 2 cos of alpha minus beta, 2 cos of alpha minus beta divided by 2 and cos of alpha plus beta upon 2. So by using this property, we apply on above equation. So y is equal to, over here y is equal to cos 2 cos of alpha. Alpha means 2 pi f1t minus beta. Beta means 2 pi f2t whole divided by 2. Then cos of, over here, alpha. Alpha means cos of alpha. Alpha means 2 pi f1t and plus 2 pi f2t divided by 2. Again taking some common, y is equal to 2 cos of 2 pi f1 minus f2 t divided by 2, and over here cos of 2 pi f1 minus f1 plus f2 divided by 2 into t. So when we apply this one, over here we have to use y is equal to a naught. Y is equal to a naught. So over here as well, y is equal to 2a naught cos of 2 pi f1 minus f2 upon 2t and cos of 2 pi f1 plus f2 upon t. Over here in this equation, this part f1 plus f2 upon 2, this expresses the effective frequency. In this equation, in this equation, f1 plus f2 divided by 2 is the effective frequency, while 2a naught cos of 2 pi f1 minus f2 divided by 2 into t is the amplitude of the beat. Amplitude of beat. The amplitudes varies. The amplitude varies with the frequency f1 minus f2 divided by 2. So the amplitude will be a maximum. The amplitude will be maximum when value of cos of 2 pi f1 minus f2 upon 2 t is maximum. And you know that cos 2 pi f1 minus f2 divided by 2t having the value plus minus 1. Now, as there is, as there are two maxima, as there are two maxima in each cycle, as there are two maxima in each cycle, since the variation in frequency occurs twice, since the variation in frequency occurs twice, so beat frequency will be twice of f1 minus f2 divided by 2. So 2 will be cancelled. Now we have the formula for the beat frequency fb, that's equal to f1 minus f2. So this is the formula for the beat frequency that we have driven. This shows that the number of the beats per second will be equal to the difference of the two frequencies, and that produces the beats. Okay, thank you.